And good morning to all of y'all. Today it is kind of cloudy Saturday out here at the shop. I'm calling it shop, but it's my carport. You've never been here. This is, I guess I would say, my first video that I'm posting. Um, I'm Aaron, um, and I guess this is going to be. I've had the name Crazy Customs for probably about 10 years now. I've just kind of used it for personal uses. I've built a few motorcycles, cars, trucks, Volkswagens. I mean, I've had my hands in just about everything. Fiberglass, campers, boats. Fiberglass is probably one of the things that I gravitate to. Fiberglass and resin and composites. Um, and what I'm going to be doing here on this channel here at Crazy Customs is I'm going to try to introduce a little bit more of the composite side of what I do um, to the channel. And what I'm going to start with is this truck that is behind me. This used to be my daily driver truck. I now have another truck that I'm daily driving. Both of them are Toyotas. I love Toyotas. I love the 22R and the 22RE platform. Um, I just like to see what I can do with them, and they're a fun little truck and a fun little motor to play with, whether you have it in the truck or you have it, in a small car. Anything Toyota is fun to play with, in my opinion. Um, but this truck here is going to become the shop truck and a daily driver for one of my sons, which you'll meet him at some point in time. He'll be helping me out here in the shop. Um, but what I got going on now is there was a small hole in the floor when I was driving it, and I thought it was just a small hole. Well, I have pulled out the rubber mat and I have pulled up the sound deadener, and what I thought was a small hole has turned into a big gaping hole, and you can see the tire from inside the cab. I mean, it's that bad. I'll take you in there and let you see it in just a second, and also way over into the passenger side. And what I'm figuring is the windshield has been leaking for some time, and the water has collected in the windshield channel and has drained down the inside of the cab and hit the floor and has just eaten the floor up. So today I'm going to try to tackle it. I don't have floor pans to put in it. I don't have a lot of metal working tools. So it's just cut a piece of metal, put it where it goes, tack it in, get it all together, and then weld it all in, seal it up, and then cover it up. And then we can get the interior back together and get, the motor and stuff back running and get it on the road. So I hope I didn't bore you. Stay tuned and I'll show you what I got going on. Okay, so now we're in the truck. This is a 1989 Toyota pickup with a 22R carbureted motor in it. It is, I'm not sure if it's a SR5 truck or not. It does have a sunroof, so, maybe, but probably not. I do like the sunroof. Sunroof leaks. That needs to be fixed, so we'll get to that. All right, so here is the passenger side. Passenger side is not that bad, but it's still bad enough where I can put my hand through the floor. I can see the leaves, and these are the fuel lines running on the side of the chassis. Not cool. That is the body mount. This body mount is intact. Actually, up under here is intact. What bolts to the chassis. Above it, the floor pan itself, it's rusted out. You can see that. I'm starting to have holes here. A screwdriver would go through that very well. Now over here on the driver's side, this is the bad one. that is the tire. And, you know, we're not wanting to see the tire. Um, so originally, what I thought was a small hole was right there, and I pulled everything out, and it is just a big giant mess. Um, I mean, it's all just falling apart. You can put your hand through it. Um, this body mount up here, it's halfway salvageable, but it still needs some work. And you know, part of the firewall and the kick wheel has come loose, so all that's got to be tied back together. Um, I was wondering why it sounded like the truck was falling apart going down the road, and obviously, this is why, because it really is falling apart. Okay, so we have the bad part, or what I'm going to call the bad part, cut loose. It would come out, most of it, except we have a spot weld here and probably one or two more right here. We're just going to grind it out. Oh, well, there's just one more right there, and we'll just take it and grind it off, which we need to have that anyway, because that's where we need to tie our new sheet metal into, is the actual cross members to give it support. And so, you know, you can just sit there and play with it a little bit and it'll come off. But we can just grind the rest of it off. And the same thing here, we'll just have one here and probably one here, and then also right there. Once we get those off, then we can start figuring out what we need to try to match and, you know, make it look halfway decent in here. All right, well, let me get back to making noise. Okay, so now we have it all out. We're just going to take it and we're going to knock out these pieces of seam sealer right here to get them out of the way. When we go to weld, seam sealer does like to burn and smold and all that nasty stinky stuff, so we're not even going to leave it on there. We are just going to knock it off. Okay, so here's the driver's side. The damage has gotten down into the rocker also, so we're gonna have to fix that. And so we'll have a little patch here. The body mount is actually intact except for up here, this little part, which is more or less just a type of wraparound support. But we'll see if we can do something with that. I don't think it's all the way gone, but I'll have to vacuum it out and find out. and got up into the footwell, of course, and there's still a hole here that we're going to have to address later. I couldn't lose this lip. I needed to leave this lip here, for that's where the floorboard comes up into the footwell. And then also the support that goes across that's supposed to tie the transmission tunnel, the floor reinforcement, and the body mount up top. This guy right there, it was fully rusted, all to pieces. I left part of it, and I'm going to tie back into it because it seems like it might be solid enough to be able to do so. But I have to be able to tie the floor into it up under first and come across, and then put this piece across. So we're getting there. It's taking some time, but we'll get it right. Okay, so we run the vacuum over everything to get up a lot of the dust and leftover rust chunks and nasty mess, just to get it out of the way so we're not blowing it around or anything when we're trying to get everything cleaned up. Now what we need to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put a flapper disc on the grinder, and I'm going to go ahead and go around all the places that I know I'm going to need to be welding. I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. So it's just out of the way. So when I get my pieces of metal cut, all I have to do is just stick them in there and start tacking and then welding. So let's get to doing that. Okay, so it took a whole lot longer than expected, but the shop truck has floor patches in it, the rubber mats back in, and the seats back in. Um, it runs. I got it crunked. Did a little short on it running, but here it is in all its beat up glory, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope I didn't bore the crap out of you. Have a good day.